And welcome back to Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Jessica Porter. It's election night in Denver, and we're expecting another batch of results to drop any second now. Let's take a look at how things are going so far in some of the major races.
In the race for Denver Mayor, Mike Johnston still has a slight lead over Kelly Brough. Right behind them is Lisa Calderón, and new at 8:30, we've also learned that Leslie Herod has conceded tonight. She's joining Chris Hansen, who also conceded about an hour ago.
And it's a tight race for the at-large city council member. 4 candidates are all within 2,000 votes of each other. Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez is currently in the lead.
And for referred question 2-0, which concerns the development of the former Park Hill Golf Course, no is leading still with 60% of the vote. We do have team coverage for you tonight at several of the major candidates' campaign headquarters. Let's first check in with Jennifer Kovaleski at Mike Johnston's headquarters and Jenna Strong showing from his campaign tonight.
Ann and Jessica, there is quite a lot of people here, a lot of energy in this room as everyone here is waiting for that second batch of ballots that you talked about to come in. Now, Johnston's campaign has told me they feel very confident after those first results came back, showing him on top with nearly 25% of the vote. I just talked to their spokesperson just a few minutes ago. She said they are hoping that this second batch of ballots will really make clear how this is going to move forward, but it is looking very likely that he will be in that two-person runoff for one of the most powerful political positions in our state, Denver's next mayor. And there are a lot of things that people want from that next mayor. Now, Johnston spent most of the day outdoor knocking. In the last 10 days, he visited all 78 of Denver's neighborhoods. He told me earlier today that he felt it was really important to go out and talk to voters in all of those communities because they all have different issues and different things that they want the city's next leader to really tackle. Now, Johnston ran on a platform of tackling homelessness, and he's promising to do so in one term. Now, we know that's a very complex issue and one that the current mayor has struggled with for many years, but he has a very bold plan that he has laid out, and a lot of it has to do with affordable housing. So there are a lot of things that he is promising with his campaign. Now, we do expect that he's going to take the podium here at the Maven Hotel any minute now. They are just waiting for that second round of ballots to come back to really solidify things, but you can just tell the energy, the feeling in this room is it's been a really good night for Mike Johnston, and they are ready for what is to come next and hoping that these next round of ballots solidify where they think they are in this race. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, we'll certainly keep watching. Thank you, Jen. Now to Rob Harris, who's at the Kelly Brough campaign headquarters and that very tight race.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And now that we are getting those 8:30 results in, and they're showing basically similar to what the 7 o'clock results were, it is having the Kelly Brough campaign feeling pretty good because it's putting them in that top 2 spot for the runoff. I talked to Kelly Brough earlier this evening about where things were coming in, how she was feeling. She told me she was feeling optimistic, not only about her future, but about the city of Denver's future. And now I'm hearing from her campaign that we should be hearing from her on the stage here probably within the next few minutes now that we have these 8:30 results, and she can address how she's feeling so far. I can tell you that the supporters here feel very good with the DJ and the overall atmosphere and the food trucks. They're partying because they feel good about where things are. Guys.
All right, thank you, Rob. Now we go to Amy Wattis with an update from Lisa Calderón's campaign headquarters. As these new results come in, Amy, not much has changed.
No, Jessica, not much has changed. Lisa Calderón is still in the 3rd place running right now. The results just dropped at 8:30. And I want to mention the crowd here is growing and people are really excited. They're energetic. They think that, Lisa is closing in on the gap here tonight, and they just can't wait to see what happens. I'll show you more of the crowd here. Now, it sounds like we're going to be hearing from Lisa shortly. A few candidates are coming to the stage, and Lisa Calderón is one of the folks who will be speaking to the crowd tonight. You see her there in the light pink dress. And the crowd is chanting Lisa right now. They cannot wait to hear her speak again. The results just dropped at 8:30, and she is still in 3rd place tonight.
I know that you all came out tonight
So just a few folks
for my
speaking
race,
before
and
Lisa.
I'm.
Now, I'm not sure how long it will be the microphone,
And I'm
but she
so
did tell me
grateful.
earlier
But,
when we spoke
have really
that she
important
feels
shit
she knows
happening
Denver more than
tonight,
most of the
okay?
candidates in this
We
race,
have
saying she's
at
already
large.
worked on a lot of
We have
issues here. So we're going to send things on back to you, and we'll grab an interview with Lisa, and we'll show you that later on in our newscast tonight.
All right, Amy, thanks for that. Let's go to Colette Bordelon now with an update from Andy Rougeau's campaign, the only Republican in the race, and he had some pretty impressive results tonight. Colette?
Yeah, he's actually in the 4th position right now out of all of those 16 candidates. I'm here with Andy right now. How are you feeling about the results that you've seen? I know we've only seen a couple more roll in at 8:30, but how are you feeling about that?
Obviously, we'd rather be in the top 2 right now, but we're still very excited on the number of people who are saying we need to add 400 police officers, we need to enforce our camping ban, and Denver deserves better.
And whenever you interviewed with our chief investigative reporter, Tony Kowaleski, you mentioned what 3 issues, and you ranked them as most important to Denver. Can you go over those one more time for me?
Sure. So crime is far and away the most important issue facing our city. We've seen almost a tripling of murders in the past 10 years. One of the car theft capitals of the country. That's why, as mayor, I'll add 400 police officers. Homelessness is also skyrocketing in our city, and our housing isn't affordable. So those are issues I'll tackle as mayor.
For sure, and I know those are obviously big issues for all of the candidates, it seems like, throughout this entire race. How long will you be awake tonight? I know you were telling me your kids, they're at home, right?
Yeah, so the kids are at home with a babysitter, which is great. But I am a little tired, so we'll see. We'll see how long I last.
We'll see how long we're out here, too, with Andy, and we'll see how those results keep shaking out for the rest of the night. We'll keep you guys updated. Live in Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thank you, Colette. Now we go to Tony Kowaleski joining us here in studio tonight with Kwame Spearman. And guys, we're just getting these new results in the last 7-8 minutes or so, and about 2,500 votes added to the official count, but it didn't really change much.
Exactly right, Jessica. We looked at the 2,500 votes. 90,000 votes counted and dropped at 7 o'clock. In the last 90 minutes, they only added 2,500. No significant change. Actually, in the case of Lisa Calderón, her length from 3rd to 2nd actually increased by a couple of hundred votes. So Kwame, your reaction to where we are, still potentially about 47,000 votes to be counted.
If your name is Mike Johnston or Kelly Brough, no news is great news right now. Every single additional vote that comes in that doesn't give Lisa breathing room or give Lisa an inside path to victory is great news. And you're starting to think that we may be able to call this race in the next hour and a half and go to the runoff. The one thing that I will say, I'm hearing from Lisa's camp, and they fervently believe that they are going to get about 50% of the outstanding votes. They think that their progressive base shows up late. So she does have a path.
And Debbie Ortega's camp historically knows that she gets votes late from the Upper West Side.
It's true, but Debbie has a little bit more of a math problem than
Exactly.
Lisa does. I mean, Debbie's down over 10,000 votes from the 2nd place person. You know, I want to actually congratulate Chris Hansen and congratulate Leslie Herod. They both ran an amazing campaigns, and one thing that I can sympathize with, they knew when to concede it. You have to wonder if the Ortega campaign might be doing something similar.
When you started out on this trail, you met 16 new people. You watched them in various situations and candidate forums. What surprises you about these results right now as we're looking at them at after 8:30?
You know, Tony, a lot of people asked, hey, Kwame, why did you drop out of the race? Well, I kind of saw what was happening right now. This was becoming a 2-person race, particularly amongst your center-left moderate voters. And that race was between Kelly and Mike. You've covered it. They both were dominating in fundraising, and they had increased name ID. And I think you're seeing that play out tonight, where voters went with who they knew. They went with who they were seeing on television, and that dictated tonight's results.
If the results stay the way they are, and mathematically it's highly likely right now, who are the endorsements that are going to be most coveted once we get to Wednesday morning?
So I don't just say this because he's also bald, but Andy Rougeau is going to be the most coveted endorsement. You've got 2 center-left candidates who are Democrats. You've got Andy Rougeau right now who's got about 13% of the vote. That could swing the election in 2 months. And so both Kelly and Mike are going to be calling him a lot over the next few days to try to get him locked down.
Kwame Spearman, thanks for the insight. We'll have more throughout the night. The next ballot drop is going to be at 10 o'clock. We'll have that and the insight on Denver 7 at 10. It's interesting, but clearly, gang, not as close as we expected.
Absolutely not. There is still a lot of votes to be counted, and we did just get an update within the last few minutes that Leslie Herod's campaign said that she has not conceded, and she has not spoken yet publicly, so we'll be waiting to hear from her more later tonight. Well, our coverage of tonight's election does not stop here.
We will have the latest updates here on air and on our website, denver7.com, as the results continue to pour in, and we'll be right back after this break.